Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. I told you to be quick. Commercial break is done, and we are back on the screen.
I like it.
I like it too. It's
I
so
like it
fun
a
being
lot.
up here.
Yeah, yes
Dude,
it is.
How much do you love casting?
10 years of love.
10 years of love.
10 years of love.
That's how much?
10 years.
I didn't know
at one
you're-
point in my life during the beginning, I would just like walk around and commentate random crap happening, just like to myself. Walking down the stairs, here we go, turns into the kitchen, you know, just kind of rolling it out.
I heard you commentated parallel parking once.
I did. It was like 4 tries, and I'm like, here we go with the 5th try. He is going to park by field. There's the curb. We can feel it rubbing the tire. You know, it's just kind of really grilling him every time he got in there. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. Oh man. I actually remember when I got started with casting. It was I was like 15 or whatever, and someone had recorded their shoutcast. So I'm just like, and all I had was the MP3. Just like a dude recorded it, and I just listened to it and was like, that sounds awesome.
This is great.
I want to do that. And now here I am, you know, in front of an audience, and there's people watching, thousands, and you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Right? This is amazing. I asked Skara why he jumped into the enemy team during the Galley Ultimate, and he says, because I'm practicing to be like Voy Boy. So he's channeling the energy of his underage team member who couldn't make it to this tournament. So there you go. For what that's worth. So let's see. We do have a couple of players into the game. Skara and St. Vicious are in so far, and now Cutie Pie joining in. So it's going to be Dignitas' choice of do they want blue team in first pick or do they want purple team and second/third pick. But we do have everyone filtering in, and it's going to be go time in the very near future.
Looks like they have not chosen the first pick. They want to have CLG do that.
They are filtering over to purple team again, so they're like, you know what, that worked last time, sure. Let's just do the counter picks.
Yeah,
The one cool thing about being purple team is you get last pick. So you can basically say we're gonna take our souls at the end.
What does that comp say?
Yeah, right. Like so, you know, I was sort of saying, well, why would you pick Rise? You know, Rise is sort of, you know, he's not contested. Rise is safe. Rise doesn't have a bad lane. So like, hey, we're gonna take Rise.
Yeah.
What's your comp? Oh, that's your comp. Akali. Just gonna take, a little Akali. And I'm actually surprised Akali worked because I was like, they have Janna, they have the Gallia bulwark, and it just didn't matter. And I don't know if Hotshot wasn't able to bulwark in time. I don't know what it was. I just knew we kept seeing. We just kept seeing.
And it was the Nocturne ulti onto St. Vicious each time. And I always said that in a fight. Yeah, he always hit the blue. He's like, and he ulted St. Vicious. And I was, well, wait, they're just absolutely clearing him out. Like, every time.
Yeah, they did kill him every time.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they'd go for St. Vicious first. He can shield. He'll take a few cooldowns, and then you have nothing to do but look around until they come back up.
Yeah.
But everybody just kind of consecutively use their cooldowns. So it was like there were always skills happening and not just a burst of damage.
I think I know why. So I'm thinking about the lineup of CLG. They've got, you know, big, super beefy Gallia who's not going to die. You don't want to hit him. The only other melee they have was Udyr. And Udyr was half tanky, right? You know, Wriggles is damage and lifesteal. Wit's End still has that damage proc. I mean, he got, you know, Merc Treads and randos and stuff, but, you know, he was only half tanky. And Udyr is a persistent damage dealer. If you leave him alone for the entire fight, he will eventually destroy your whole team. He will eventually just crush your faces with Phoenix Dance, and you know he is deadly. He's a fighter, right? That's how those champions work. Is they're rather durable. So they're not swatted aside by a single champion, but they will start taking apart your team. The other champions, Kog'Maw, Janna and Cassiopeia, they can't reach that, right? If Caitlyn runs past Gallia and Udyr to shoot at Kog'Maw, she's gonna die.
Yeah.
She's gonna get owned because Sona, you know, can sustain, she can ult, but she can't keep you from dying if you get jumped. And so, you know, that's sort of the playstyle there is they don't want to get Caitlyn hit. And so okay, we're just gonna focus Udyr, the front line, go, you know, so Nocturne jumps in there as well. Nocturne does that. They send Akali towards the back line. She goes for the Cassiopeia, for the Kog'Maw. Nocturne maybe comes with as well.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna get rid of Udyr because we'll just go for Udyr. Like, you know, we're just gonna coordinate and go for him because we can 3v1 Udyr. He's not so tanky that he can't be killed because he's not like 8-0 with 500 minion kills, right? He's at a normal level of durability that he can be killed. Whereas Caitlyn got super farmed, you know, all that stuff that worked really well. So you know, I do see that working, and that actually worked. You know, every fight we did see Udyr die, and I was surprised. But in retrospect, that's kind of who you want to hit.
Yeah.
And at that point, then it's like, well, we don't care about Hotshot anymore. He blew his ult. We'll live.
Looks like everybody is good to go.
Cool. And I said run it, exclamation point. So we are in a champion select.
You mean it.
Yeah. Game 2 starting up. CLG again. First pick, first ban, and blue team and they're going to start rocking this one out. Let's see what they go for.
Awesome. So we'll have to see if anything's focused now that they know, obviously, coming into this game, a very big thing to know is to know the other team in general. That's why we saw some of the bans last time, and we're seeing some of the bans this time. Obviously, a few of these bans are also because of top-tier characters they just don't want to see in the game, but most of these actually have a focused player on each side. Wow. And that Scar on Talon, that Hotshot on Nidalee, Trundle once again.
Bands.
Yep, pretty much the same bands. We see Lee Sin coming up on the other side, and it will be verbatim. And will that happen?
Yep.
There it is.
Exact same bands. They're like, no. We know. I mean, they had good reason to get rid of those.
So now this is cool. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So now this is cool, though, because it's up to CLG to create a better composition than they did last time with the picks that Dignitas has.
Or do they think it was just gameplay? Do they think they actually should have won with that comp and they just misplayed it? Because they could be stubborn and take the same comp. We saw game one, the very first series of the day, we saw Epic versus... who did Epic play the first round? V8, thank you, yeah. And Epic played the exact same lineup both times, except that the second time Yorick got banned, they took Singed instead.
Right.
And so some teams are like, well, this comp works, why would we not take it again?
It's true.
Oh, they're actually choosing the Kog'Maw this time. They're actually like, normally they did Rise plus Sona, right? So now they're like, well, Kog'Maw.
Oh, whoa.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm getting trolled.
So Kate Sona, okay, so they're leaving Rise again this time, but...
I'm surprised we haven't seen any new Tara.
I'm getting trolled by QTPie at this point.
Yeah.
He's just picking different champions just to troll me. So again, the Sona comes in. Wow. Same comp so far. I'm expecting...
Oh, wow.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. You're really going Kog'Maw again.
All right. Big bet. Choose here. He's... Wow. Choosing again.
Man.
That's exactly what he did before. Grabbing that for Hotshot. Let's see if Hotshot will grab him Cassiopeia for this game. They did not ban it out. It may be a different AP carry. We will have to see. We haven't seen really any Malzahar this tournament. That's good CC there. It would be also very nice for a Galio ulti to just put down the null zone right inside of that. That would hurt pretty good. And probably not going to see him, though. Those compositions, not really what they're looking for right now. And you're going to lock in. It's taking its time.
CLG loves Galio too much. Like, yeah. That's going to stay.
Hotshot's been able to create such games with them. When they played yesterday, I believe it was against Goose, he was such a tanky character. He really built himself into a form like nobody could touch him. He ran into the fight, was a huge flash initiator, which we didn't see him do that many times in this one. It was more, when the fight was happening, he was waiting for them to at least get within that range, and he never really flashed into the position he wanted. He would only get one or two. So that really affected them last time. There again is Nocturne.
Nocturne's expected though. Yeah. I accept Nocturne as a standard. Like, well,
Lee Sin's gone, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. Will be interesting to see. Yeah, Caitlyn, obvious lane choice. I'll be interesting to see if I don't know, but so I expect Janna for elements, but I actually could see a non-Cassiopeia pick. There's a chance for Orianna still.
Something that would counter an Akali better.
Yeah, I mean, Anivia would probably not do great against Akali, but like there's other mages here who could actually succeed quite well. Like I don't know if Kassadin is really the right choice here, but like Kassadin could do cool things. Kassadin would survive it for sure. Kennen is another option because Kennen can actually survive that. And I don't know if Kennen fits in this comp. I mean, with Big Fat LP's ultimate, maybe. But I think Cassiopeia is the pick where it's going to switch because Cassiopeia got pooped on every time. And I don't think they're like, Hawk, just Bulwark better, and we got this. I think they're going to pick a different mage. I'm putting my professional, what's the word? Legitimacy, whatever, on the line saying they're going to not choose Cassiopeia. I'm going to be wrong, but, you know. I'm saying it. I'm making the call. I'm making the stand. Cassiopeia's not getting picked.
Intensity in 10 cities. This is building right here.
They're going to be like, 1 second, Cassiopeia lock in. Head desk.
We'll have to see what are the viables. Obviously, I guess, oh no, they do have a bit of the AP.
Annie could be really good.
Annie, yeah, that would be really great for them. They could do a Gragas.
I don't know if he plays Gragas.
Oh, dear.
1 second, Cassiopeia. It's like he's listening to me.
Oh, yes!
Yes! Look at me being right!
Woo!
Yes! Woo! And I like Akali anyway.
Okay, so this will kind of help
but they have a minute
to break down what Akali does. I mean, Kennen and Galio is really where they focused on last time. That helped them out a lot. And
Kennen can survive this.
Yes.
Kennen can survive this. Yeah.
That'll be a lot better. Kennen getting a little magic resistance and
I called Kennen. I was right.
God.
I was right.
You're going to throw something
so excited.
At me up here.
Sorry. I was like, you need to listen to me.
All right, so we got 100 seconds on the clock. These are the lineups. A slight switch on the side of CLG, but the team comp for Dignitas going the way of Epic. They are going exactly the same. And I don't, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know,
seriously.
If you're going to get 3 dragons uncontested, be able to wipe a team and take Baron, I think you should do that again.
Well, hold on. On you saying if it ain't broken, don't fix it. There are like 5 threads right now saying Akali's broken. Right? Like the law forums are exploding with nerf Akali, and we're like, well, I mean,
yep,
he didn't bulwark anyone.
Thanks, Skara.
Yeah. Way to make the forums whine, bro. I appreciate it.
Forum repair when we get back.
You guys are mean. Making my job hard. I can't believe you.
Now we got 50 seconds on the clock. Obviously, CLG probably in each other's ears right now. And they're Astros talking it up, making sure that they know what's going on. What did we do wrong? What happened? Why didn't we contest any of these placement. Dragons? I don't know what you're talking about. Dignitas,
meanwhile, I drink some amp.
Dignitas coming up huge in that game, as I said before. I'm kind of just like sitting in that state of like, how did they get almost 4 uncontested dragons?
How much do you like working for Riot Games?
Yes, let's hear it for these teams, guys. Great games going on all weekend long. Everybody here participating, having fun, and enjoying the IGN Pro League.
Sponsored by Galio.
Sponsored by Galio.
Yeah. Thanks, Galio. Putting on this great tournament for us. All right. So, yeah, the last 7 seconds for these teams to choose their runes and masteries and stuff. Then we're going to have our 1-minute spectator delay, and then we're going to be into the load screen. And at that point, I will then ask for you guys to cheer. In the meantime, just sitting here.
So we got some. Right. What are other matches that we're going to be seeing today after these?
All right. So after the conclusion of this match, we're going to be seeing Epic versus Team Solo Mid.
All right.
Immediately upon the conclusion of that game, we're going to take the losers of these matches and we're going to run a best of 3 for 3rd place. And that's going to be pretty much as soon as possible, and or 3 p.m. Eastern time, depending on sort of the timing and all that. At 6:30 p.m., we're going to kick it over to the first place match between the winner of those matches. If we're still in the middle of the best of 3 for 3rd place, we're going to end the stream and move the stream over, but they will continue out their game, and we'll have the updates for you periodically there. But we have a full schedule.
You didn't do any math for us.
I already told you what time it was going to be. I don't have the clock open right now. I mean, what do you want from me? Let's see, the current time is 2:03 p.m., so in 57 minutes, we are scheduled to start the next best of 3, but I believe we'll be waiting for the conclusion of this.
I'm going to need you to use slope and quadratic to get that one down. Here we go, 5 seconds before we get into the load screen here, guys. We got our second matchup, a CLG and Dignitas going down here. IPL 3 Origins live all weekend long. Thanks everybody who has tuned in, who is tuning in, enjoying the League of Legends, enjoying the StarCraft matches going on, all the numerous professional casters that they have. Forgot all their names. There are so many, and they're all just so awesome. I don't want to name only a few and not be able to name all of them, but, you know, holding it down all weekend. League of Legends debuting yesterday with awesome games.
I can get all
the
6
teams. I figure you could hit it.
Yeah. All right. So, and I'm going to get them wrong now, right? So it's DJ Wheat plus Apollo. It's Cat's Pajamas plus Doa. And then it's Pain User and HD.
Just give them a round of applause.
Yes. Look at me remembering things.
Meanwhile, all right, guys. Yes. CLG. Who wants CLG to pull out this game, bring it into a 3rd one?
I want him to do it too.
All right, guys. Dignitas coming out as the underdog. Who wants Dignitas to take this one home? Oh, wow.
Fairweather fans much? Holy, it's like Dignitas, yay! Game 2, oh my god! I love you, Skara!
Yeah. All right, here we go. Dignitas doing the same thing again. We're going to see Cutie Pie throwing out some cupcakes in middle here. Delicious.
Oh, by the way, Skara has a shirt on that says cupcakes are bad for you. No! Look at that! Chouster learning from IEM China, or not.
30 seconds.
Sorry. I'm taunting the other players too much.
Big Fat LP hanging out in the bush. Dr. Kennen, love it. Awesome. I'd like seeing him play Kennen. I like anybody playing Kennen, so it's a plus for this match. Locust kind of hanging out there, making sure what they're doing is making sure nobody goes for wraiths. They're just going to hang out in that spot. Looks like Akali will eventually go top, as he did last time. Skara, you must feel pretty good. If you have a game like that and you get to replay the champion, you got to feel pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, it's not Teemo, but it's close. He's still a Yordle.
Wow.
Minions
he's got little scalpels.
I'm at Skara.
Well, I'm just talking about Kennen.
You are zoomed in on Kennen.
Oh, yes, I am. Hi, Kennen.
Oh, dear.
I'm waving right now. You can't see it on stream.
All right, here we go. Starting off with wolves. Both junglers will do that, switching up their paths a little bit. Usually more common now. Getting that XP makes blue a little bit easier as well. And they're going to be going for that one.
Pretty refined pattern here.
Yeah. Skara going, well, absolutely waiting for the minions up top. He doesn't even want to leave anything to chance for HP in the beginning. He's going to head into his bush and just wait for those last hits. Kennen will meet up top. The Ninjas of the Kinku to head it off in top lane. Nice. We have Udyr. You like that?
We have style, man.
Yeah, Udyr going down into the bottom of his jungle as Nocturne will now be doing the same. They're pretty much at the same timing, but we usually see St. Vicious be a little bit more aggressive.
He's a little bit faster, too. He got it like by 2-3 seconds. You know, he's going to be first one. He's actually not invading this time, at least not yet. He's doing... yeah, he's actually heading for his race. I think he assumed he might get caught, and sure enough, here's that ward right there that would have... Actually, it would not have spotted him go this way, so he could have made the same steal, and it would have worked, actually.
Hotshot and Licicero changing a little bit of damage there in the beginning. Nice job.
Yeah, Hotshot's pushing really well. Oh, wow, he's actually down to half health. Nice, Losi.
Both are going for the reds on the jungle, but yeah, way ahead right now. It looks like Nocturne skipping his red. Udyr is about to grab that, and he still has a good amount of health. St. Vicious still with 2 pots left. He might be able to come off of golems with another pot and just head to that bottom lane with both buffs on. That'll be awesome for him. Sona, Locust doing a very good job there. You see that ward coming out? He is actually timing himself or looking at the time as to where St. Vicious may be in the jungle, and he doesn't need to place that ward early. Places that ward now, it's going to last longer, be way more of an advantage.
That's really smart. It's like 3 minutes I ward bot. That's when I would get ganked probably by Udyr. So what's the over/under on me missing first blood? We're Atlantic City. We're old enough to gamble. What are the odds? What are you giving me for odds?
50 to 1.
50 to 1 that I miss it. So you'll give me like $50 for every one I bet if I catch it. Is that correct?
I didn't think you had any money.
I mean, I have like $5. I mean, if it's gonna give me $250,
all right, we'll do 5 to 1. Do it. Wow, Dignitas, not a Jat, taking a lot of damage on that red. He went for golems. Then for red, he still has health pots, so he's going to save those up. Knew he could take the damage. That's going to help him sustain a little bit more as he comes back to the jungle. He is higher level, so the junglers really don't have to worry about getting taken down by the minions at this point. But he's going to be able to make sure coming out of the jungle, he has the HP needed to make those ganks count. Kennen, that big fat LP, playing very aggressive right now and continuing to just auto-attack the minions and keep Skara at his turret.
Yeah, indeed. So he's doing a pretty good job. Let's look at the minions, 16 versus 17. Actually, Skara could come ahead on minions despite getting pushed to his turret. Really good play by him. Yeah, his Qs are not quite doing enough damage, though. He's going to have to do a little bit better job of last hitting these. There's the Crescent Slash, going to help him quite a bit. And yeah, minion kills. Way to go, Skara. Most exciting part of my day is watching people kill minions. As you know from me casting ever, it's all I talk about.
It's like Skara... going for, yeah, his Qs. Trying to get that Mark of the Assassin on. Kennen obviously leveling up his W, the long-range damage. You want to be able to get it out as much as possible on the lowest cooldown. So you're going to see Kennen going for the QWE and then WW depending on what's happening in the lane. Looks like we may have a move here from St. Vicious Freak.
Oh, where is he? Oh, okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fist.
Oh, no, timing. Look at that jungle weight on his timer.
Wow, nice.
Golems came up as soon as he got down there. They do have a CV, though, down bottom, so they know where the jungle is. And the CV top as well, mirrored CVs. I don't know if that can see Nocturne, though. I think it's just on the edge. So they both know where the junglers are. Lane should be safe, but we'll see if somebody can pull off this gank.
Yep, Chaucer's eating a couple of cupcakes so far this lane. He's a little bit low on health.
Oh, wow,
the
no
Q
ward.
will not hit from Keypie. Yep, the ward actually about to time out, too. It's only got 45 seconds left. St. Vicious is going to recall, and Nocturne waiting around. Will not continue to do anything here. Let's watch Big Fat LP in lane. Is maxing W, by the way, for those Kennen players out there. Ignite Flash, Boots Potions, and maxing W. So, FYI.
I'd like to know if he runs the Ignite 10 AP. I don't see why not.
It depends on the rune build, honestly. But he's got bonus move speed, which means actually he's got a John on his team. I'm trying to do the math. Do you know Kennen's base move speed? I can do the math here.
Negative. Like. It's gonna be like 340.
340. That's a little high.
Okay.
I don't think anyone has that. Actually, Pirate does, because it was E.
Skara backing up. Ooh, great place of a ward by Jat. He is seen quite quickly, and you can see St. Vicious already realizing he's like, I'm going to start the back now to make sure it happens. You know, buying himself seconds. And like I said, seconds count in League of Legends.
Very true.
Even to the half second. Bottom lane still farming it up. Let's go ahead and see who really has that under control. Rise at 40 right now from that mid lane. That bottom lane, however, is going to be your Kog'Maw versus Caitlyn in 37 at 37 creeps each. So they're doing a very nice job at keeping each other at bay, but as well as getting in there to get the attacks and the punishes in while creep scoring.
All right, let's see. St. Vicious still going for it. 5.5. Nocturne really wants 6. He's same pace as this Udyr. I don't know if these two patterns will give him, if these two mobs, camps will give him level 6, but he really wants that to get that gank going. Elements with another great ward. Oh, wow, this is smart. He puts it way out here, because this is the range at which Nocturne could ult in a bottom lane. That's really smart for Elements, knowing the enemy champions, knowing how to keep...
good jump on there. Looks like Skara and Kennen are both 6. That's Big Fat LP and Skara up top, rather. There's going to be a lot of damage done there, but Kennen can shut down Skara. He may have to run away from the initial fight due to the fact that Akali just does a lot more damage on her hits. So he can definitely take a little bit of damage, but right now Skara is in a good position to do some damage to Big Fat LP. Looks like mid lanes are going to be backing quite soon. Cicero decides to stay in. I believe does he have a tier yet? No, he does not. So he's not going to be gaining that mana, but he still will regen most likely from his runes.
There's enough to buy it.
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd actually go get it, and because I can afford boots as well, and probably another mana crystal.
Yeah, and Hotshot's not farming mid, pushing your lane. He's really good time to do that.
Yeah, this is a good time for him to push this out and just go recall. So Hotshot's gonna be first in with a catalyst and boots. Very good for him. He's gonna really like that.
We'll bot lane. See what they're doing. Yeah, bot lane elements getting hit a little bit there. They do have wards in the bush.
Chastra's already recalled, picked up a pickaxe. PewDiePie has recalled for Berserker's Greaves so far. Some nice harass on a Locust. He's taking that damage. Chastra playing pretty good. He's got a pink ward as well, so he can actually counter ward and take control of the brush. You can see they've already taken that brush over. And that's actually really strong for them. Nocturne is 6. And watch, he's going to get spotted even if he tries to ult.
Oh, Hotshot walking right into him. He does see him on the other side of that. He has vision from the brush. He goes to hit him, and he gets a little bit of damage down with the smite, but it will, a resolute smite, I should say. Don't want to confuse anybody.
Good enough.
Yes, that is his
Skara
Q.
Oh, they're going for a dragon, probably. They're getting blue and going for a dragon. That's the time they did last time. But Kennen does not have TP, so this could be really good for them. And now they know. Like, he's like, shoot, Skara came from top. It's dragon.
Yeah.
And yeah, Udyr's going for red. The CV, they know where Udyr is. They're going to go for it now while he's taking red. This is perfect.
Their team movement is absolutely ridiculous. And
yep,
CLG also knows that this spawns at this time,
yep.
But Dignitas still making the move blatantly. CV is down, Hotshot is on the other side. He does have the flash up to flash in an ulti, but the team is not there to make it happen. Nocturne ulti coming out, and that's a great job by Nocturne. He shut down the vision of the opposing team. They couldn't take it if they wanted to.
Very smart with Dignitas. They know Big Fat LP does not have TP, and they just made the call, and they theoretically probably could have been like, oh, Akali left lane, come down, come down.
Yeah.
But that was smart. They CV'd the jungle to see where Udyr was. They had everything in a row. It was like, save your clairvoyance, we need to know about this. You see that Nocturne already come down, put a ward here, already watched the entrance from the left-hand side. They already had one over there. Like, that was so well set up. That had to be part of the plan. They had that in motion from a minute before. And that's the coordination that you expect from these high caliber teams, and it went off so well. And that's how they won the last game. They got 3 dragons in a row by coordinating for them so incredibly perfectly.
Yeah, Hotshot rather. CLG wanted to contest that one a little bit, but they were both on the backside. It would have been flash, flash, flash. Not worth it, really. No. Top turret was almost grabbed, so I think they may have thought they would have traded that. Not enough damage done, though. They should be able to get it soon. Hopefully even out that gold. Really, only that gold multiplied by everybody is what is the difference of 800 right now. So they aren't too far behind. No turrets have been taken. We just passed the 10-minute mark in the game. As we get some items being built here, the jungler should have their wriggles up almost. No, it looks like they're going for a little bit more defense. St. Vicious feels like he's doing enough damage already. Looking for a Madrids. Yes, there is one on Jat's side. Going to be turning that into a wriggle soon. A little bit of sustainability as well as vision for his team. Like we said, the wards are a big thing, and we can see Dignitas having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wards placed in this game right now. Oh, one of them's a trap. Cupcakes.
Cupcakes, yum, yum, yum. So let's see. Dignitas' vision. The entire river.
Yeah.
No jungle entrance, really, but that's okay. CLG, ooh, not nearly as much. Now Nocturne is actually available to gank, but he already blew his ultimate, which means we're going to have to wait for, 57 seconds for his ult to come back up. Let's go ahead and do some mouse servers real quick. Let's look at the builds again. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. I'm smart. All right, so St. Vicious, again, very similar build. Open up with the Fast Heart of Gold, going to generate some gold for himself, and then go into either the Wit's End as before or the Randuin's Omen, most likely. Chester over here, still just on the pickaxe right now, has not finished anything on Infinity Edge, but we look at his gold right now, and he is soon actually pretty far from being able to afford anything there. He can get Berserker's Greaves, but that's it. We see Kennen maxing W, then Q. So by the way, 1 point Lightning Rush, keeping that there. Going for the fast Spell Vamp book, probably Azonia's. We saw him do that earlier in the week. He got Azonia's for his first major item, and now Scar going for a little bit of harassment. A little bit of damage dealt there, nice job. You see Janna got the Philo Stone, still no boots, but maxing shield. Zephyr was the second max afterwards, so you'll see her get that as the time goes on. And a pink ward on that brush means they can clear out a ward. Nice. That's actually pretty smart. That lets them not buy oracles. I've actually seen CLG do this a few times. They will not go oracles, they will get a couple of pink wards, and they will have that transition throughout the game.
A little bit of a creep here down bottom by Jat. He is going to slowly move up, but he decides to head out of that one. No go for that. Nice. They pushed down another vision ward in that bush and took it out. Great job by Locust. definitely worth the cost. And he is able to pick up a little gold for himself as he destroys that. 2 hits onto that turret. Wow, Cutie Pie attacking quite fast right now, or turret, or rather ward, and he almost was able to take it out before it went invisible.
That was pretty smart. So see, we're just gonna go through the builds some more. Hotshot maxing. Actually, interesting. He's got like 2 points in Q, 4 in E, like kind of weird little mix there. But generally maxes Bulwark after Righteous Gust, and you can see he's going for the Catalyst and then more Magic Resist. Moving over Scar, of course. Rushed Gunblade last time, max Q then E, 1 point in Twilight Shroud, and now he's jumping into Big Fat LP. Gives him a half health and then goes into Twilight Shroud. But he has a lot of spell vamps. You're gonna see Big Fat LP get a lot of health back over the course of this lane, but Scar might be able to zone him at this point. His damage is high, and he's gonna stay towards the front. That means he's gonna get shot most likely. But
man, Energy Ninjas with Revolver is just back and forth. It's like watching a Soraka lane. Soraka versus Soraka.
Oh, Soraka. And or Sona.
And or. Let's see what we got here. Picking up some more. Oh no, St. Vicious walked out as soon as Elements walked onto the trap. They get crescendoed as they know St. Vicious is walking away. A beautiful time to start attacking. Wow. That was amazing right there. Huge hit by Locust on the crescendo. St. Vicious was well out of range, and they knew that because of the vision from Caitlyn's trap. An absolutely stellar play right there.
Yeah, the burst damage on the squishies with the Caitlyn ult is so high. They got Sona walked up, popped the ult. She did flash for it, so it was kind of, it's nothing you can really expect all the time. You're like, okay, well, she's 1,000 range away. Better hide from Sona. But, flash ult, Caitlyn comes in, Q ult, damage up, it comes in, Nocturne shows up, and Elements did a really cool move. Right, he got ulted, he got stunned, Nocturne showed up. The second he got into melee range, he flashed, and he came over here. The problem is, Nocturne got that one swipe off, and that's all it took. But he was like, I'm gonna flash right after he hits me, and it just wasn't enough, unfortunately, but it was close. That was a nice try by Elements, but an amazing set of coordination from Dignitas. So they've gotten First Blood and the Dragon, and no other turrets yet, but they're doing a very good job so far in this game.
Checking out the damage trade here between the Qs on Kennen and Kali. Looks like Kennen putting out about 200. Akali is throwing out about 180, but she can quite do that a little bit more often. Kennen has to hit those Qs. Akali can pretty much just place that on Kennen and jump to him and really start to do that Mark of Assassin damage as she triggers that attack. So he has to be careful. He is going to back. His lane is quite pushed right now. It looks like Akali will actually do the same thing after placing a ward.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to go through the rest of the builds here. Caitlyn, actually only 1 point in Trap, otherwise maxing Q and then Net. See, Nocturne actually spamming a lot of MR right now. Hasn't finished Merc Treads or whether that's Hex Drinker or
they're
Wits
moving.
End.
They're moving for it.
Is it up already again? Jeez.
I think it would be. Yeah, 8 minutes 14. They probably took it around 9, so it's going to be 15 minutes.
But Hotshot has teleport. Hotshot does teleport, so they'll be able to 5v5 this. And that was the mistake they made last time. They didn't have Galio at top in time to switch over.
They don't have a ward down there and anywhere near the location, so they're going to have to be careful with how they actually do this. There it is, spawning at 15 seconds. Looks like they will be able to get this one easy. Is the CV up? We just saw the ward go down. There's the teleport right inside Dragon from Hotshot GG. Will he decide to get onto this fight? And they were able to take Dragon. Oh no, I think Jat actually picked that up. Very nice job there. It was a smite take. Can he get on the bear stance just out of range? And there it is, St. Vicious. Like I said, flashing when he needs to, just to land that bear stance. Getting onto Udyr. He knows he can't fight this. The Rune Prism about to come back up. A huge fight going down bottom as well. Crescendo's coming out all over the place. Hotshot just making it out alive. Forced to flash. Oh, Scarra goes in, but he taunts. Will it be enough damage? A very nice ultimate by Scarra to get out on that one. An all-around back-and-forth fight. 4 for 1. CLG takes a big hit on that one.
I'm surprised Hotshot wasn't able to ult. I mean, he used it there on the Akali at the turret, and that was close, but I mean, maybe he just never had the positioning to actually land that one. I mean, everyone scattered so incredibly quickly.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah.
It would have been just Jat in there.
Yeah, and I think the problem there was it took so long to put a ward down to get Galio into that fight. He had to wait until a ward came down, then he could TP in. We saw actually Big Fat LP had put the ward down here and then flashed the wall. We saw Big Fat LP flash the wall, but because basically it was, let's see, did Sona have an Oracles already? She did not, so there was really no excuse not to have a ward on top of Dragon already. They should have had it timed. I'm pretty sure they should have known the timing, remotely.
Right.
And I mean, there's no pink wards around this place at all. I gotta call that a mistake to CLG. Like the very first game, they were constantly on top of Dragon at the spawn, and they did not have it ready for themselves this time. And I think that was a very crucial mistake. They could have fought that so well, but they basically, I mean, that fight was so close. They could have won that fight. I mean, Jat got owned really hard. Like they blew up Jat pretty well. But the problem was they started that fight so late, Dragon was already taken, and if they had ganked while Dragon was still alive, they would have crushed them because they would have had a 6v5 there.
Ooh, it looks like they could be coming around here to dive Kennen. So much damage, a Q to a Q after from Cicero, and here it comes, going down. The shroud will go down. Oh, wow. Absolutely blowing up onto Big Fat LP. Very nice job. The assist going to the Cicero. It's a few turret shots, but he does not mind. He's just going to get a few minion waves back, and he pretty much will have his health back. Yep. St. Vicious is trying to do what he can in bear stance to top. He's really only going to get a minion wave for himself. Great job there. Dragons and turrets now in favor of Dignitas.
Yeah, really good play there. Also, Lucifer actually trolled Akali there slightly. There was one minion that Akali could have jumped to, and Lucy was like, and last hit, you go off the turret now. And I found that rather enjoyable. Oh, wow, he's found hot shot. Ooh, he'll be okay. Bulwark's good. Yeah, 4 points in Bulwark. He's actually maxing Bulwark early. He's actually stayed at 4 points in Righteous Gust and switched over to Bulwark now. That's very smart.
Looks like Nocturne will back. They looked like they could have a pinched on Hotshot there if he started to come up, but he did stay back. The ward being placed now by Locust, continuing to place. I'm gonna go ahead and see how many actually have him. You know, Akali being top lane, placing wards as well. She has one. There's 2 on Cicero and 3 on who is that? Locust, that's right. So they have a lot of wards on their team. It's about 6 wards right there, 5, 6, 7 wards to 2 wards that CLG has in their hands. So consistent vision is really giving Dignitas an upper hand here.
Absolutely the case. They've not really gotten ganked at all. They've lost 1 champion only in a team fight and only where they got ganked at Dragon, and it was worth it even if they did lose that champion. As long as I said it in chat, of course. And yeah, nice last hitting there from Scar, pressing E, waiting for the cooldown, pressing E. It's really difficult. And let's see, Galio. Kennen recalling. Now, Kennen is surviving the fight a little bit better than last time. It was Cogman that fell down. He did get the Bulwark on halfway through, but he was already kind of low. Ignite ticks through Bulwark. It does true damage, so the bonus armor MR doesn't help too much, and Scar has been able to just keep crushing him down. Unfortunately, John had not been able to push her back successfully.
St. Vicious cleaning up his jungle as he continues to go around still, or actually purchased himself another Oracles. Quite an expensive item if you continue to purchase them. It's only 400 gold, which is considered quite low in this game, but to have to purchase that over and over again can really start to take a hit on your economy, especially for the entire team if you're the one that's getting taken out in the fight first and you could have been building mitigation. So we'll see if that goes to hurt him. I think St. Vicious is going to be in a good spot now. That fight was kind of haphazard for them. They'll be able to pull back from that definitely. There are not that many dragons in favor of Dignitas, so late game they really need to start getting these Barons as they didn't last game for CLG.
Yep. 6,000 gold, the difference though is pretty big.
Yeah.
It's not everything. It is winnable, of course. They do have the ability to get those AoE bursts down. Looks like Kennen and Galio are both level 11. I think 13 specifically, but they both have those rank 2 ultimates, and there's no significant over leveling by Dignitas. You see Lucifer also level 13, Scar also 13, so all the souls are tied still. Nice ult coming in from Caitlyn. Chouster, wow, taking a lot of damage there. Caitlyn is out leveling that Kog'Maw, Sona out leveling the Janna, but that's it. The rest of the levels are pretty much equal. 11 versus 11. Yeah, all the solos, all the junglers are equal, so those are the major players in these fights. CLG has a good chance here.
Good shots onto the turret. Caliburnet to get himself out. Cutie Pie retreats with his team. Hot shot. Where is he? Yep, farming, taking out turrets, doing what he does. He is going to head back out of this lane. There we go. He does lose his Banshee's Veil right there, though, on a Cupcake. So we're going to have to see what he does. Kind of standing there for a second. Hotshot could be taken down here. He is going to be able to take a lot of damage, so it's really just going to be a chase. And Jat says, I know the end of that. Your whole team's going to come. I'm not going to do this. So he backs off on that. Jat back into help his team through the river.
Yeah, great play with these guys so far. And oh, actually, wow, CLG making a stab for Baron. And they're doing it with, oh, that's cute. They're baiting. They hit it, and then they kill the ward, and then they're backing off. That could actually do something pretty cute, but it looks like they're not really falling for it. They do have the clairvoyance down there.
They did just pull that off a hot shot. He's going to be able to continue for that turret.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty smart. Q going off. Yeah, hot shot farming quite well. Has a lot of mana to spare. Going to keep last hitting here. One minion, but that's okay.
So bringing up last game, exactly what CLG just did is what they did not do. They didn't even really initiate anything there. They faked it, didn't even take too much damage, and got out. And they orchestrated Dignitas as if they were telling them what to do. You know, we want you to come up here. That's exactly what happened. That's all they needed to do for Dragon last game. Show yourself, come in, a little bit of opposition, and it's going to help a lot. You saw what it just played through there, so we'll see if they can continue to play that mind game here and put the Dignitas out of position a few more times. That's where they're going to start getting ahead.
Yep, and Scar again going for that needlessly large rod, going to be getting the death cap, and right now this is scary. Oh dear. CLG, so smart. So smart. They're taking dragons. They're going for Baron. This is the comeback they need, absolutely need. And yep, there's a teleport from Hotshot. Oh my gosh, he bursted him down during teleport. Oh man, that just happened. Wow.
Wow. A very unsure CLG backs off of the fight. And the vision would have helped them. You see how aggressive right now that Dignitas is. It's because they know exactly where CLG is retreating to. They have no worries. They sent 2 people to Baron, and it was pretty much just Skara, or not Skara rather, just I believe that was Rise up there to get in the fight. And that should not deter you from taking Baron. You should be able to turn around, initiate that fight, knowing possibly someone's taking Dragon from that ward, and that somebody's down bottom, Akali fighting Galio, which is their most damage. They should have been very sure about themselves there.
Wow, they're doing so well. I'm thoroughly impressed with this team. You know, everyone was saying, you know, Dignitas is really scary. Oh, they don't have Voy Voy? Well, I mean, they might win some games. And honestly, they're dominating. They're playing so incredibly well. Their coordinate, and especially, I mean, when you have a ringer for your 5th, their coordination is still phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's actually extremely impressive. That normally you see these teams when they drop a player, you know, there's a fallout there. You know, I think, for example, Sidco, right, for Curse is not their standard solo mid player. I think he's their ranged AD, if I know the team right. And you know, he in a lot of respects kind of underperformed compared to a lot of other solo mids this tournament. You know, he was low on minions. His death cap was at like 50 minutes. Like he did, you know, not perform as well as a lot of these players are doing. But you see Cicero doing quite well actually. Scar actually not only a solo top player but doing quite well with this Akali in this series. Dignitas is just doing a great job.
Yeah, they really are. They're not giving CLG to do the combos they need to do in a fight. We really haven't seen Galio throw down the ulti and Kennen come in with his ulti either. And that's really something to shut the other team down. That's so much CC, and they're going to be just attacking Galio, returning percentage of that damage, and then stunned after that in Kennen's ult. And that's a lot of free time to be doing damage for Udyr. But that's Kog'Maw's position as well to continue firing artillery onto that fight.
Careful, bro.
See what they got here as they go in. They're going to quickly take down that ward. It looks like they got some cupcakes out for a deterrent, and they're doing quite a bit of damage here to Baron.
They're baiting for Skara.
Oh, they're going to quickly come out here. Big Fat LP getting taken down, bursted. He is in the bush. He gets his ulti down. Galio cannot teleport. Hotshot is trying to get to his team right now. A valiant attempt here. Can he take down Caitlyn? They're focusing on Elements still. One more shot from Caitlyn taking down Elements. Kennen goes down as well. Big Fat LP, that's a double kill coming up right now. And Cutie Pie doing what he can. The ulti from Galio, not able to take anybody down. Udyr finally dropping onto Skara, and it will just not be enough for them. They lose 3. Skara finally goes down. That's going to be a nice gold boost for St. Vicious to get some items into the game and help mitigate the damage that they're taking, but everybody really needs to come out with that result if CLG wants to come out on top of this.
Yeah, they almost got that fight for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, Kog'Maw got away from the Caitlyn, and he could have come back in a little bit. Once Galio taunted, and Galio was staying on Caitlyn, and Caitlyn was not turning around, Kog'Maw could have picked up that kill. Kate got super low, barely survived. Sona Yil helped that one as well. These little tiny mistakes, of course, matter so much at this level of play. CLG was close to winning that one. I mean, it was a really cute move where they kept the ward down and they baited Baron, and they're like, okay, and now Akali's going to come in and assassination.
Yeah.
But they still almost got it.
That fight never could have been initiated if those wards weren't there. And that's really what they need to start clearing out. You know, I said the Oracles could cost him a little bit. St. Vicious still has it, so he's going to need to utilize that and really start taking some of these out. There's some CVs going down, more wards being placed. Elements picking up that trap right there. Very nice job not taking the damage because of the shield. And just going to continue back into the laning phase here. Not a lot of resources for CLG to get back into this one. They're really going to have to facilitate for that for themselves right now. It's not going to come to them.
Indeed the case. We see Scar just continuing to last hit. Minions pushing down the top lane. Dignitas playing this game so very well. They're up 9-2 in champion kills. They're up 9,000 gold. They're on their way, and they're going for Baron again. CLG knows about it. Hotshot does have teleport. He's going for it. He's teleporting over. And then here they are. He's gonna dive in. They could go for this. His Q could slow them. He can take the ult.
Ooh, Galio's ulti is down right now.
Oh, you're right. His ult's down. Oh wow, that's harsh.
Unfortunate. They were able to deter it. They're not going to be able to grab it. You can see Baron regaining its health right now. If they don't attack it for long enough, it will just regen all the way up, and those wards being taken out. Another ward placed. We'll have to see what they have. Jat is kind of poking around with St. Vicious here down bottom. Saint's kind of in and out, making sure they don't have wards as well. There's a great placement. They will have vision on this if Saint walks away. This is exactly what they want. They just need to know when they have to poke their head in and stop the Baron.
And just kind of cycling through all the team vision right now. They still see Udyr's nearby. CLG still has vision of Baron. They're okay for this. But you can see the flanks. You know, Kali got to recall, pick up new items, has Death Cap and a blue elixir.
Oh, wow.
Yep. 344 ability power. Is going to jump up to about 400 when she chugs it. 40 AP, 30% bonus. 52.
See what they have here. Rise taking a bit of the jungle. Nocturne not needing it as much now. We are pretty much mid to late game at this point. We're going to see a lot of contesting for that Baron still. Looks like Dragon could be spawning soon. They are Kali is making his way down there and would definitely be able to take it out alone.
Cutie Pie. Just recalling in his face as a repair. All right.
Probably just trying to get him close enough to steal that Banshee's Veil, but
yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered. 30 seconds back. Quite quick.
You know, I see a lot of different Galio builds. So Hotshot's going full tank. I've seen a lot of Galios go like fast Rod of Ages, Death Cap. And they'll go AP Galio. And honestly, like, Hotshot's not being killed, they could almost use that. Because a lot of these fights, Dignitas gets away very, very low. And I feel like that hybrid AP style, like I've seen a lot of Maokai builds the same way, where they go like Rod of Ages, Trinity Force. And they're still tanky because they're that champion. But, you know, I feel like a bit of AP on Galio actually would be really strong. I mean, he's got 126, obviously, from his build, but I could totally see AP stack being super powerful here.
Looks like they are making their way for that Dragon. They're going to be able to take this out quite quick. I don't think they have to worry about anything. The vision isn't there, and they're going to actually try to contest this Dragon. The red is up, so they maybe just headed that way, and that's what they're doing. They're going to go ahead and grab that red buff. It's going on to Udyr. And we're going to see Dragon has been grabbed. Oh, they're going to beeline this for Baron. They're running straight through the minions right now. Look at this. Like, hey, we're not really going to Baron. This is not what it looks like.
They see him. I think they're okay.
For sure.
They're gonna regroup. They see him go across, and they know it's a threat. Yep, they know they're on it. They know they're on it. Not a lot of vision yet for Dignitas. Locust staying nearby. He's gotten caught. He's gotten a little bit caught. This is a little bit scary. There's a kill on Baron, but here comes the initiation. This could be amazing for them. Locust drops down. Chouse is in the middle of all this. Looks like Scar's going to drop as well. Great job so far. It jumped on. Looks like no one has fallen. Kog'Maw gets a kill. Kennan gets a kill. Rise does get one. Rise getting away from Udyr, but looks like he'll still fall. Anyway, Hotshot gets an ult off. Cutie Pie not in great shape. You're going to follow this chase onto the Rise. Going to go back down. We see Cutie Pie trying to run away. Getting caught a little bit. I don't think he can make this escape. Going back over to Rise. Rise will fall to St. Vicious. There's the kill. Nice job by them. Hotshot GG chasing on. And they get the ace. Almost.
Wow.
Jat is alive, but that's it. They traded 1 for 4.
CLG showing some life finally in this game. Not to say that they weren't, but they came out there. They did not scatter, and they really fought the way they have been from yesterday into today.
Perfect Kennen ult. Perfect Kennen ult. And I said, you know, right away, like, oh, Sona got slightly caught, and immediately Kennen ult blew her up. That, you know, Sona is not a champion who can delay.
Definitely a little worried that Hotshot was not there. Caitlyn absolutely destroyed Elements in like 3 shots. Yep. And if she would have turned to Udyr, they would have done the same thing. There's just not much you can do about it. That much critical damage, especially with the headshot proc. It really hurts and can almost get up to, it can get up to 1,600 damage at some times.
Yep. And here's the case where Udyr is 3-0 and has the second most minion kills on his team. That's what I was talking about before. When Udyr gets ahead, you can no longer 3-person, you know, burst him, and he starts taking out an entire team. And you saw him chase Rise the entire way through, and that's what it takes. Udyr, there's a fine line with Udyr. If he gets to the point where he isn't killable, he will take apart a team by himself.
There are 10 wards in the entire inventory of Dignitas right now. 5 on Sona. It looks like Cicero has 1, Nocturne has 1, and so does Skara. He has 2. So all of them are contributing to the game right now. We look over at CLG screen. They're leaving it up to Elements, and Elements can't be everywhere on the map, and you can just see the amount of wards placed right now by Dignitas is because they are spreading out, because they are split pushing. So Skara can give his team vision wherever he wants right now. Looks like we did just either hear a CV. Yep, there's a CV right there for Skara. I thought they placed a ward. So that will be down for a bit there for CLG. Looks like a good push mid here as Nocturne and Locust just take down some creeps. They're going back into their jungle, grabbing up the buffs. Nocturne with red. And looks like Caitlyn is going to come out of the jungle and gather together with her team. She's actually pumped up on a green elixir of agility and a red pot. That's going to proc her more critical attacks and more damage with a little bit of speed on the end there. So little silver lining to her cloud. We'll see if she can do a lot of damage in this next fight. Big Fat LP trying to Q out. Wow, the shot just did a church houser from the fight. The ulti is going to come up quite quickly for her again. We'll see what happens, Freak.
Going in, the turret's going to drop down about half health. They did use the speed burst from Locust. Combine that with Song of Celerity, and your team runs really, really quickly. And so they end up getting a turret for it. It's pretty smart. I mean, they do have Baron buff still on that Nocturne, and they still are ahead. You look at the gold up there, 47,000 to 39,000. You know, the last team fight was great for CLG. They got them back in the game. They killed off most of the killing sprees. Nocturne 1-1, no real killing spree there. So they did get all the gold back from the killing sprees that they wanted. They did assert some dominance, but still, the Baron kill itself is worth a lot. And that's kept Dignitas in pretty good shape. Hotshot just diving into Cicero. There's the ult. They're going to catch him.
Whoa.
Wow, nice job. Nice job, CLG.
I'm not going to lie, that's a lot of ulti for one person, but they don't seem deterred about it. The Randuin's Omen gets activated. Akali is slowed, and everybody in the vicinity. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do too much damage. That Shroud also slowing them, so they're not able to get to those auto attacks fast enough as the enemies run away at a quicker speed. You're only going to get it 1 or 2, and then it's going to be the chase for that next one. Really not consistent amount of damage, but a great initiation. They have Rise down the Cicero 20 seconds into the game, and you are just seeing them use this to their advantage. They could be overextending a little bit here. The crescendo goes out. Chouster taking a lot of damage, but St. Vicious wants back into the fray, and he goes back for it. Here comes Skara, pushed out by Elements. The Nocturne ulti coming out onto Big Fat LP. I believe the Fear, however, yes, it is still onto him. It did not activate. He gets chased down. It looks like we do have Chouster go down finally. St. Vicious falls to Skara, and Big Fat LP now trying to run away here. The Cutie Pie looking for the ulti, going down. Hotshot GG being chased very hard right now. The flash actually to get away. A lot of chasing going on. Big Fat LP makes it out alive, but it would have been Caitlyn to come down and take that one if Skara had not gotten it. What a chase. What amount of slow that they have. Every time Skara was, or Jat rather, was knocking a hit onto a Hotshot, he just was slowed every time. That's the benefit of the red buff, and you have Akali right there to continue closing that gap of distance and continue the damage. A great chase, a nice try by CLG in that mid fight, and it was just a they got a turret for it, but the back and forth, they just took a little bit too much damage in the poke at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, and I want to put in a couple of cool things so far. So also, one thing that Locust can do is whenever he uses Song of Celerity, if his power chord passive is up, his basic attack will also slow, and I think that was one of the slows as well. We saw Hotshot get slowed so much, and you're right, Jat had red buff, that was huge. I want to say Sona was helping with that one as well. Skara had the Gunblade, but probably used it earlier. So, I mean, that team has a lot of chase potential. Right? I mean, Akali is Akali, of course, but yeah, you know, Sona with the slow, Jat when he has red, really good stuff there. I mean, CLG, they played it, I think they played it right still. You know, they had a 5v4, they pushed the turret, they did get the turret down, but, you know, the ult from Locust came out, and they just barely scrapped together that fight. It was so close, but Chouster had taken so much poke damage. Nocturne ulted onto it, and we saw actually a Hotshot and Elements did it right. They put Bulwark and Eye of the Storm onto him, and it did a lot there. Or I guess it's called, yeah, it is Eye of the Storm. Okay, making sure. They put those shields on, and it did make Chouster live a bit longer, but Nocturne could not be pushed away. No one could peel him off of their teammates. The rest of Jonas' spells were down, so we got to finally chase down into Chouster, finally to get that kill. He got it a little bit later, and then he got away from the fight just in time. The Aegis helping his team be tanky as well, and they just barely scrapped together that fight. So incredibly close. Dignitas taking another dragon. I don't think they've even lost one this match.
Yeah, and again, almost uncontested there. We're just seeing this Dignitas team absolutely promote why they are the most feared team right now in this game in League of Legends, at least for this tournament, for these upcoming tournaments. You know, Dignitas was the name being said. They're the ones to be headhunted, and they're actually the ones to be afraid of as well. So if we can beat them, people would think they have the tournament, and that's actually really the bar they are setting right now. Locust taking out more wards, 12,500 gold earned by Skara right now, highest in the game. 300 gold over Caitlyn, who is also 12,200. So there are two of the two of the richest teammates on the same team. Obviously, they're teammates, and those items are just absolutely tearing through any mitigation that the CLG team is trying to build. An Infinity Edge and a Phantom Dancer on Caitlyn. The Bloodthirster, 2 pieces, 1 last to be built, that 1,000 gold that she needs, and right now Caitlyn has 720 gold, so she's right on to building that and just snowballing her damage up even more. These guys are doing an amazing job. Kog'Maw, however, as we said, Chouster needs to stay alive, and he really can turn this fight around for his team with the amount of damage he does if he is left alone. So this can really go either way, as we've pretty much always said, but right now with Dignitas, they are making it very hard for CLG to make that true.
Indeed, very much so. Yeah, Kog'Maw, highest DPS champion that's on either of these teams. Pretty close to what Skara does, but he's a little bit of a safer champion, so it just depends how well they can babysit him from the assassins. But again, that Nocturne Akali combo, a lot of assassination there, and it does really, really well for them. You see Rise finishing his build pretty soon as well. Got a lot of mana stack there, 3,800, actually 3,900. He's 7 shy of that, so not of damage.
Looks like they are going for Baron here. We have Hotshot teleporting in on the ward. You are able to see that now, so I do see him coming in. A nice Shroud. keeping her composure. Skara just throwing that down to slow down the team, facilitate the escape there. And we'll have to see what they can do. There's an attack onto St. Vicious. He does not take too much damage. There's just an Akali, and a Mark of the Assassin. And looks like they will start to run around here. They are still trying to bait this Baron out. This technically does not mean they're going to do it. They definitely want to do it after this fight if they are able to take the win, but their vision right now is going to give them that ability to win this fight. They can get a few more wards down. Now Hotshot and St. Vicious both actually have oracles, so they are really noticing that the vision of Dignitas is what is shutting them down. They are starting to mitigate a little bit, and now they're going to be the ones to bait this one out, Freak.
Yeah, and they do want to fight, and they got good positioning. Hotshot's gonna go in. Oh. This is really smart. There's the ult coming on. What can they kill? Cutie Pie ults out. Hotshot almost dead. There's Ken in the middle. One is fallen on each side.
Wow.
Jat now in the middle. Looks like it's gonna be Vic LP dropping as well. Shouster taking a lot of damage. Great ult from Jonah, but it's too late. Drops down to Cutie Pie. Great shot by Cutie Pie. Now it's St. Vicious in the front. A lot of ult damage coming off on both sides. St. Vicious dropping down rather quickly. Jat still alive. That's gonna be another kill. Looks like Element's trying to get away, and he's the only one alive from CLG.
Wow.
Nice job. Go ahead. Go cheer for Dignitas if you're going to. I heard like scattered like clapping, and people were like afraid to cheer for that fight or something. There you go.
Yeah.
The rest of the crowd does it. All right.
All right.
Wow.
So we actually do see CLG is saying, guys, great game, well played, and it looks like they will be able to take this one down. The GGs are going out. St. Vicious and Hotshot GG exchanging the GGs of Scar, Cicero, and Locust, and they are going to be able to clear right through this. A team to be reckoned with here, rock solid, morphing into Dignitas, and now one of the teams to be reckoned with.
Inhibitor respawn, lol.
Oh, man.
No, minions, what are you doing?
What an anticlimactic victory. Oh.
Yeah,
there we go. All right. Very
no,
good
they might
game.
get him.
What?
They're going back into the fight.
No way.
It's close.
Oh.
Cutie Pie almost died right there. It was so close. Well played, Dignitas.
Wow.
Well played.
Wowzers.
Well played. That was impressive.
Okay, so off the bat, it was almost a character you would see would be banned out next time, and they should have focused an Akali ban, but they didn't, because they obviously would have left something else they felt really uncomfortable with open. So how do you, like, even there, that's just one of the things that says Dignitas is scary. Because we don't want to ban Akali, because one of the other bans is even scarier, but that still just happened.
Well, and we saw this time that it wasn't Kennen that died so easily. I mean, Kennen didn't have a great score. I think he definitely helped win.
Right.
If they were to win, Kennen would have been a big driving force there. The Galio Kennen ult combo.
Yeah.
They did blow dudes up by doing that. That was definitely really strong.
The 2 times they had it, yeah, for sure.
The one team
it's
fight
just
they won,
the positioning they weren't able to get in, which was really unfortunate.
Yeah, when they did win that one team fight outside of Baron, I mean, that was definitely Kennen ult. It just destroyed so much of that team. Realistically, like looking at this comp, it's like this should do a pretty good job against Akali. And the one time they finally got that good Janna ult off, where it pushed Akali back, Caitlyn was just out of range sniping down that Kog'Maw, and that was just enough.
Almost 15,000 gold gained by Skara and only 240 CS, and only means that, you know, usually you see CS is the gold game, but he is 10, 2, and 4, so that gold just kept snowballing up, and he has the highest gold in the game. Right behind him is Caitlyn, as we were saying before. They kept that for the last few minutes of the game. Didn't even get a chance to finish the Bloodthirster, but a lot of finished items as well on the side of Dignitas, and a few here and there. Big Fat LP, the sustain on Will the Ancients, you know, Chaucer doing a lot of damage with an Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer build. There's just nothing you can stop and take away from that, but he didn't get the chance to attack. And Dignitas, actually, what they did really well is didn't allow CLG to fight in any of those.
Yeah. Another thing I think that was also really underrated was how much gold Locust got from, I mean, some of it's the team fight, sure, 14 assists versus you compare to Element 7. That's not a huge difference, right? You know, the amount of gold they got difference was 3,000. 3,000 is not 7 assists. That is not, you don't get 500 gold assists, period. What really happened was they got 4 dragons, 2 barons, like that amount of gold let Locust get, you know, he got Shirelia's Reverie and he got Will the Ancients.
Stacked with a Kali giving that help too.
Yeah, Elements was trying to get an Aegis, right?
Yeah.
Jat went basically after Riggles, he got Aegis. So his entire team was beefier, and it helped him out. They had a lot of really close fights where dudes like barely lived. Like the one time the Caitlyn, in that lower left-hand side jungle, Caitlyn barely lived with a little bit of health. That's 18 armor, 24 magic resist. That'll get you up there. Plus 8 damage to the whole team. There's a lot of auto attackers there. Akali, Nocturne, and Caitlyn all want to have that plus 8 damage. So they got a little bit of early auras, and then because Locust got extra gold there, right? He was still wearing Oracle's decent amount. He's still warding. He had those cooldown boots, but he was also able to actually get some real items out there. He got those 2 auras. The haste, you saw that get them a couple of kills there. They got the one chase on a hotshot GG. They got that sort of push into the base and pull back to kill that turret. I mean, those items that Sona got were actually really, really impactful. Especially Will of the Ancients is just your whole team. The bonus AP, bonus damage, all that stuff. Sure, Scar's gonna get all the credit for having 10 kills, 2 assists, but he was just one of the tools that team had. It was really the giant dragon control. That was so much of it.
They did a good job, and I believe we're going to have some interviews with the teams coming up in just a few minutes right after this commercial break.